questions. For example, question 10. Of exercise 8.1. Just a minute. Okay. It says, in an examination, 35 students failed in science. Percentage failing in science, 35%. And then 42% failed in social studies. Okay? And 32% failed in both subjects. Is 32%. Now the questions asked is, part 1, percentage of total failed students. Part 2, percentage of total passed students. And finally, total number of students if 165 passed in both. I'm going to leave this question on the board and I am going to the side a little. Yes? I'm going to do it by Venn diagram method. This is not there in your textbook. I don't know if you have seen it before, this method, but I would like you to learn it. Venn diagram is a way of representing sets, collection of numbers or objects. Don't start turning pages at home looking for Venn diagrams in your textbook. Just follow what I am teaching you. Okay? So this rectangle represents a universal set. Universal set. You must have heard universal set before. Now this circle represents the collection of students for science. This circle represents the collection of students for social studies. So we are working with collections. We study that in maths as sets. Now, if you look at the question, percentage failing in science. So total 35. This circle is representing science. So I write 35 there. 42 are failing in social studies. So I write 42 there. But 32% are failing in both. Now, which part represents both? This one. This is coming in the science circle also. It is coming in the social studies circle also. So, out of 35 failing in science, 32 are failing in both. So, how many are failing only in science? 3. Because 32 is failing in both. Out of 35, 32 failed in both. So, only three students are failing only in science. Again, out of 42, 32 failed in both. So, 10 students failed only in SST. Is that clear? Now, I don't know how many passed in both subjects. These circles represent those who failed. 32 failed in both. Out of total in science, 35, if 32 failed in both, then 3 is failing only in science. Out of 42, if 32 failed in both, then only 10 is failing in SST and X are passing in both. So now let me find out percentage of total failed students. I will add only science plus both, failing in both, plus only SST. I am writing this as a hint for you. So once you look at the diagram, it will become clear to you. 3 plus 32 plus 10. So the answer is 45. Okay, we continue. Now we know percentage of total failed students. Let me ask you a question now. In a fraction, if someone asks you, what is a complete fraction? You say 1. In percentage, what is a complete percent? 100%. So if 45 students failed, percentage failed in of students failed is 45%. How will you find percentage of students passed? You take the total 100 minus 45 and you get 55%. Okay? Or there is another method I could show you. X, how many passed? Plus 3 plus 32 plus 10 is 100. So the whole universal set is comprising of 100%. So we have done step 1, part 1 and part 2. Now total number of students if 165 passed in both. We are moving on from percentage to number of students actually. So do we know total number of students? We don't know total number of students. So I'm doing part 3 here. Let total students be X. So, number of students passing is 165. Percentage of students passing is 55%. We connect both. So 55% of total students is 165. 55% of total students will give you the number of students passing. Be careful to understand that. So we can find total number of students is 165 into 100 by 55. It should be 300. So total number of students is 300. This is a typical type of question. I hope you will be able to see it in your book and try it yourself. This is also given as an example in your book. In Innovative Maths, the example is example 12. This is also solved as, there is a similar type of question, example 12. In that, they haven't used Venn diagram. I think personally, as your teacher, that if you use Venn diagram, it makes it easier for you. You may try. Moving on, I am doing very few questions. Question 19. Question 19. Please go through this and try to understand it later. Question 19. What does question 19 say? So very interesting question. A's income is 15% more than B's. That is the question, the first statement of it. Now the actual test is to find how much is B's income less than A's income. I have seen almost most teachers like to give this question in the exams. Okay? So, to begin with, A's income is 15% more than B's. So, where will you start from? You will start from B. Let B's income be 100. I would advise you, whenever working with percentage, take 100. Don't take X. Usually you are in the habit, your maths teacher may say, let the number be X. That is, I used X over here because this wasn't representing a percentage. It was representing number of students. Over here, we are representing B's income as